Hello everyone! I've made a thing. It's a Dragon Priest mask from Skyrim. Mostly my videos are practically oriented and I make useful widgets. But today let's do something artsy-fartsy. Also my nephew is a huge fan of the game, so I will make this mask custom fitted to his face. Let's start with 3D model of the mask. The game is almost 10 years old, so I'm sure someone already modeled it. Here it is on Thingiverse. There is only a STL file, but that is not a big problem. I'll be using Fusion 360 and Blender. Maybe there is a better way to do all the work in Blender, but I'm not very familiar with Blender. Yet. So here I opened Mesh Workspace and pressed Insert and then Insert Mesh. Big STL objects have a lot of small triangles, and it could be hard for a computer to calculate all of those triangles. So I'm reducing the quantity of triangles to just 5%. I'm pressing here Modify, then Reduce, and also I need to select the body for operation. Alright, it's done. Now I need to save it again as STL and import it into Blender. Alright, I've imported STL file in Blender. Now I need to change from object mode to edit mode. While in edit mode, I left click and drag to select, and then hold shift key to select again. Then, still holding shift key, I'm selecting individual points, also called vertices, that were not selected. Alright, now I need to deselect unwanted vertices. Still holding shift key, I'm deselecting them. Now I need to invert selection. I'm pressing select and then invert. And again I need to select a few more vertices. Now I'm pressing delete key and click vertices, and we end up with only the shell of the mask. Now export it to STL file. Alright, let's hop to Fusion, switch to Mesh Workspace and click Insert, Insert Mesh. Now I'm clicking Prepare and then Repair. Select the body and click OK. And now I have STL file that I can convert to solid body. To do so, I'm pressing Modify, Convert Mesh, I'm selecting the body and click OK. And now it's a solid body. Now it's time to make some adjustments to the model, and for that I'll need to measure my nephew's head. One way to do it is to make a mold, but it could be messy. Luckily I found this face builder add-on for Blender from KineTools. I think it's a free trial for a month. I won't go into details, there are tutorials on YouTube, but basically you take two photos from front and from side, make some adjustments, and you have a model of the face. As you can see, it's also not a solid body. Now let's hop back to Fusion. I've already imported STL file from Blender, repaired it and converted it to solid body. The next step is to scale the model to correct size and import our mask model to the same document. Also, I tried to place the mask roughly in place and made some adjustments. Now, when the mask is in place, I've made a combine operation. I select mask as the target body and the model of the head as the tool body. I'm selecting cut operation and press OK. The next step is to cut holes for eyes and mouth. Ideally the mask should rest on forehead and cheekbones, and we don't want anything else to poke in the face. I've made quite a few cuts to allow eyelids, brows and mouth movement. As you can see, there are some overhangs on the model. Well, I don't have 5-axis mill, so I need to cut them off. And that's it, the modeling part is done, and it still looks like the thing. Alright, the toolpath here is a simple 3D pocket clearing. I'll be using 6 mm in diameter, one flute and mill. I'll just click through the tabs so you can see my settings. The step down is 1 mm. I'll show you a simulation, because later it may not be obvious what my CNC is doing. Alright, it's finally time to machine it. As for material, I used some leftovers from pine boards, glued together with PVA glue. I did increase speeds and fits by 50%, so the inside of the mask was machined in 4 hours, and the outside in 8 hours. Looks a bit hairy. If I had a better hardwood at the time, I wouldn't need to sand it for so long. Anyway, after a few minutes of sanding, it looks like this. It is done. I've applied a few coats of clear epoxy, added a strap and some padding on the inside of the mask. So, does all that fuss with face modeling was worth it? Absolutely. As you can see, the mask fits perfectly. And that's it. If anyone knows an easy, better approach for such 3D modeling work, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hey, you! I hope the video was not boring and you didn't fall asleep.